What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Wright's Farm. Today we're working on the Kodiak here. So got the truck pulled around here in front of the shop. What we're working on today is this steering column. As you can see, the tilt function on this thing is just destroyed. This has been this way since we bought it. You can see I've got this piece of flat bar in here, and if you look down in there, you see a couple of hose clamps. It's literally just holding the steering wheel up so it's not laying in your lap while you're driving down the road. Yeah, all the gears and stuff in this tilt function are they're just absolutely destroyed. There's nothing left of them. So we got another steering column that's not tilt at all, so steering wheel will be pretty much in the same position it is now. So we got to look at getting this one removed and getting the other one put in. I've got it laying over here in a gazillion pieces, as you can see. The main issue with this one was the wiper switch. Wiper switch was broke. So I'm gonna try to either take the wiper switch out of that one. Maybe it'll work in this one. I don't know. The wiper switch in this one works just fine. Windshield wipers, they work great. They actually work better than the black truck ones do. We got to get the high beam switch. That one does work because I've pressed it before, but there's no rod. So in your high beam switch, which connects to the back of your wiper switch, you know, because you'll grab your turn signals, pull it back, and it'll engage your high beams. This, you can hear that, sounds familiar. This is actually your high beam switch. It's mounted down here somewhere on the column. I don't remember exactly where, along with your actual ignition switch. This is your ignition switch. Your key switch is basically just a lock cylinder. That's all this is. I'm going to get a new lock cylinder too, just because, you know, if I've got the steering wheel, if I've got it torn down this far, I'm going to get a new lock cylinder and put in it. But hopefully I can use the windshield wiper switch out of the one that's in the truck. Just get a new key switch and do away with some of the wiring that they've got. So right now, let me make sure it's in neutral. So right now, when you turn the key switch, it doesn't do anything. I think it's because they broke it so bad that at certain times you couldn't actually turn the key switch to make the truck start. So they added this push button over here, which runs the starter for whatever reason. But yeah, got a lot of work to do today, and it is so nice today. Today is Tuesday, and it's like 70 degrees out here, so probably going to get to taking this hoodie off because it's going to get warm pretty quick. So let's get to taking this steering wheel out. Well, I got the old one out. That took forever. Yeah, there's no turny steering apparatus there anymore. And from what I can already kind of tell is this switch and this one are different, so I don't know that I can make this one work on the other column, unless maybe I can take this pin out where it hinges and maybe put this piece in there. I don't know. But this one, and you can see my piece of flat bar in there now with the hose clamps holding it. It's this one's pretty trashed. Like, I don't know how, I genuinely don't know how you get to this point of brokenness. Like, there's a big chunk of aluminum missing right there. Don't know how that happens. Really don't. And like some of these wires and stuff are just kind of, some of these wires don't look that good, but these don't matter anyway because this turn signal switch apparatus is getting changed out to the other one. The only thing I care about is, literally the only thing I care about is this wiper switch. Wiper switch, turn signal switch, whatever you want to call it. This has a switch in itself. As you can see here, all that turns, and that's what you get your wiper mess off of. This, there's a little mechanism that goes in here, spins around, and when, let's say if you're on your left turn and you turn the wheel, it disengages it, or right turn, either, both, same way. So let's see if we can get this thing tore apart and get this switch out of here. All right, so update on the steering column mess. There's a lot going on here. Okay, so the biggest issue I'm having here is the wiper switch. The wiper switch for the column that we have, which is just a straight column, no tilt, and the one that's out of this truck, which is a tilt column, they both use different switches. And I didn't notice this until, of course, until I got it all ripped apart. But this one, which is, that's the one out of the truck, it has the little pink wire, it just loops over, where this one has the pink wire running up to this switch. I don't know why. This one has, you see, this is the one out of it. It has like delay, a lot more features and mess on it, and this one does not. And even the little arm on the back of these things that pushes on the rod for the high beams, even those were different. So I had to modify this one a little bit. Had to grind it down a little bit sideways to get it to fit in there. Had to modify this hole just a little bit because this housing that it was in, it's like completely different. You can see they're nothing alike. So I had to modify the housing a little bit, and I think I've got it to the point now to where it might work. At least I hope it does. It goes in there and it moves, so we're gonna give it a try, I guess. I just hope it's long enough to really reach out over that thing and push the rod down. It might be, just by the skin of its teeth. So I guess I'm gonna get to putting this switch in the other steering column and getting it all put back together. As you can see, the sun's going down. It's a different part of the day now that I've got all this messed with. I'm hoping this works, because if it doesn't, then I just wasted all that time for nothing, and that would not make me happy. And then I would have to go buy a $100 switch. So hoping my little fix here works. I'm gonna get to putting this steering column back together and hopefully back in the truck here in the next little bit. All right, well, I've got this steering column. It's kind of bolted in right now. I just wanted to get it up in there, hook all the electrical connections up, and make sure everything worked. Turn signals and the high beam switch does work. The turn signals even turn off now when you turn the wheel, and the key switch works with the crank fuse. Come on, focus. The crank fuse was not in it. As you can see, I stole one from the radio or somewhere. I don't remember where. I stole one from over here somewhere. I don't remember where. But I got a box of them over there in the floor. I'll just grab one of them, put in it. But yeah, I got the new steering column in. I'm gonna finish getting it all bolted up, and we'll get her all buttoned up. And now we don't even need this, which it's still hooked up. So I gotta figure out how to disconnect this switch or this button. I don't know what this switch is. This switch right here was for some marker lights on the side of the bed, but now I've got it wired up to the these lights I put up on the bed. So yeah, I'm gonna finish getting this thing all bolted up, and then I think next I'm gonna work on the shifter. I've got another, as you can see, this is just a breaker bar handle. I've got another breaker bar handle that's like from a new breaker bar that I broke, and I want to take and cut it off maybe a little bit longer and kind of angle it more up and add another nut there for a jam nut so it won't come loose. And then maybe at some point, as you can see, my radio that I've got in here, it's kind of blocking the AC vents, and I don't really want to take the radio out because I really like this radio. It ain't gonna come on because it ain't plugged up. But I don't want to take that radio out just because it's really nice. I was thinking about maybe I can get a vent that will fit right here where the old radio was, and run an air duct up to it and have an air vent there and an air vent here. And then also I want to find a headliner at some point, get a new LED dome light. I want to put some sound deadening material in here and get it all riding pretty nice. This thing's coming along pretty nice. All right, well, it's the next day. I got the truck all put back together. As you can see, it's in a little different spot than it was last night. Got the steering column all put back together, and everything is working like it should. It's real tight. Took it for a drive last night, and it's perfect. The key switch works like it should now, because before, I guess they had, I don't know if they'd bent the rod going down or if it got up in a bind or something, but they weren't using the key to start it. They actually had this button right here to start the truck. So now the key switch starts the truck. Everything works like it should. High beams work. Turn signals turn off on their own both ways. This is my new shifter that I made. I wanted to angle it up and a little bit taller. So this is an old 1/2 inch breaker bar that I had that I broke off within like not even 2 minutes of using. My old shifter is down in here. This is what it used to look like, and before, when you would shift it back into, you know, 5th or 3rd, the shifter was back here, and it's kind of interfering with the dog when she would ride with me a little bit. So I wanted to angle it a little more up, and this one's a lot better. I like that a lot more. So now I think I'm pretty much done working on this thing for the time being. Gonna have some more stuff coming up eventually that I want to fix on this thing and make better. Like, I want to do some window tint on this thing at some point, and do some new cab lights and some new marker turn signal lights on the front, and maybe even add some 3/4 inch LED marker lights down the side of the bed, and just little stuff here and there. But as for right now, I think this thing is worthy to go on a pretty decent little road trip. So might drive this thing down to South Carolina here later and pick up a load of stall mats and take to the barn. The only thing this thing needs as of right now, the way it sits, is a horn. It needs a horn, because the horn, well, I'll show you. You know, the horn, supposed to be in there. There's nothing connecting this. There's supposed to be a little metal piece that goes down into that hole right there, and something else that connects somewhere and does something. I'm not really sure. But that horn, obviously it's not hooked up. So the horn was mounted over here. You can hear the motor. It's got one of those cheap Harbor Freight horns from one of those air horns, you know, and I guess the compressor or something has quit working on it. I don't know. We're gonna do away with that. I eventually want to put a train horn on this thing, and way later on down the road, eventually my plans are with this truck is to, when this cat eventually dies or I get sick and tired of it, I want to pull it out and put a 6.7 Cummins in this thing with either a G56 or a NB5600, one or the other. Since it's a two-wheel drive truck, I won't have to worry about, you know, doing front diff and transfer case and all that stuff. It'll be a simple swap. I have to deal with the computer stuff, which I'm sure I could probably figure that out, because there's tons of people out there that have done it. So 6.7 Cummins, 6-speed. This thing ought to do highway speeds then. And then I would also like to do a 4-link rear end with air ride. So this thing would ride like a Cadillac then. I don't know what I would do up here on the front end. I don't know if I would change it, do air ride or something on it, because the front end doesn't really ride that bad. It's just the back end. And I would like to get some better working AC in this thing so we can ride with the windows up. Don't have to have them down, because these stacks, believe it or not, they are very loud in the cab. So yeah, and then at some point I would like to cut off one of these balls. I don't know which one, because I always haul with the front one. They had two on here because the dude that had it had some kind of fifth wheel camper, and it would hit the corner when he would go to turn with it on the front ball. It would hit on the corners of the front of the camper or something. So he instead of having them cut that one out, he just had them add that one. So it kind of looks stupid. So at some point I do want to cut that out, weld a plate back in there, or cut the front one out. Either one, something. But yeah, this thing is coming along nice. It's got the new lights. Got the new lights. Got some lights up here on the bed to light up at night. Got the LED headlights, which I put the LED headlights in there. Those were in my Jeep. I took them out of the Jeep and put them in this thing, just because I drive this thing more at night than I do the Jeep nowadays. But for right now, I'm gonna pull this thing up over here on the concrete, and I'm gonna wash it along with my Cummins, the black truck, and my Toyota. All of these trucks are getting washed today because they all got drove in the snow and the salt and mess. So we're gonna get them cleaned up. All right, well, as you can see, got the trucks all washed up. No, I'm not going for no show wash job, no spit and shine. No, we ain't doing all that, because it's just gonna get dirty again in the next couple of weeks with how the weather's been around here. I'll wash this thing when I drive it to UCC this year. That's probably about it. So hoping I can get the transmission sorted out before then, so I can drive this thing to UCC, because I've driven this thing for the past 2 years up there, and I really don't want to have to drive the Kodiak, just because it'll really only do about 65 miles an hour, and this thing just cruises up through the mountains, because we're in North Carolina here, and it's about a 10-hour drive for us, and that's being able to do, you know, about 10 over the speed limit on the highways. We got to hit 40 and go through Tennessee, and then go north up through Kentucky all the way up there. Hopefully, maybe I'll see some of you guys at UCC this year, and we'll have a good time, because this is the 10-year anniversary of UCC. They've been doing it for 10 years this year. So hope to see some of you guys there. I think we're gonna wrap up this video right here, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.